It does not explain away what Saulnier went on to build with this money, or it doesn't explain either his distinguished visitors and his peculiar death ritual, where Bernier Saulnier's body was sat in front of his Magdala tower that he had built. And mourners arrived, each taking one of 22 tassels from his cloak. Heath Ledger was a man fascinated with nobility, chivalry, and as his career progressed, the occult forces of the world. I believe that he, as an actor and member of the craft, was gradually being indoctrinated into things he could not understand. He was being used as part of a wider Hollywood ritual which has engulfed so many. With each role he played, he did not realize that he was not, in fact, playing a character as advertised, but rather he was the one being played. He was moved from part to part like a knight on a chessboard, a game he loved so much. Ledger was a self-professed antichrist, you know. He did not believe in Jesus Christ and is on record as saying so many times. It would appear from the occult nature of his films that he did believe in something, though. "I am the widow's son," he cries out from the horseback in the film Ned Kelly. And of course, the widow's son, that line, "I am the widow's son," is on the dust cover of the Da Vinci Code, Dan Brown's book. And of course refers to, in Freemasonry, Hiram Abiff, the great master architect who designed Solomon's Temple. Ned Kelly, by the way, was also reprised by that occult Rolling Stone, Mick Jagger. Oh yeah, Mick could tell you a thing or two about how to capture a soul and make it sing. Learned everything he could from Madame Blavatsky. I've come to the conclusion that I believe Heath Ledger is Hollywood's equal to John the Baptist, or John the Forerunner, the patron saints of the Knights Templar and Freemasons everywhere. He played that role. They saw him as a John the Baptist type. Heath grew up in Perth, Australia, attended Guildford Grammar School. He was a good student, good at sports, but took a liking to acting. His first acting role was Peter Pan, as I talked about earlier in the show, on A View from Space on AM 640 Toronto radio when I first hit the air at 8 p.m. Having taught himself to dance like his hero Gene Kelly, another lifetime norm, his self-tuition, Ledger was not a guy that was very big on lessons. He'd eventually choreograph a 60-strong Guildford team to the first all-boy victory at the Rock Eisenpfad, a national dance competition. Ledger, as yet, had no clear idea of a screen career, but he was aware of the possibility, certainly enough, to get himself taken on by his sister's agent. As an extra, he appeared in 1992's Clowning Around, starring Ernie Dingo, where a kid ran off to join a circus, and a year later had popped up and shipped ashore, a kind of Australian Happy Days. Both productions were filmed in Perth, Australia. So Heath began and ended his professional career as a clown. and it would appear the killing joke was on him. Come 1995, though, matters became more serious when Heath Ledger joined the cast of the TV series Sweat against the backdrop of Perth. So deal with the routines, temptations, disappointments, triumphs in a group of kids with an elite sports academy. Heath was given the choice of two parts, a swimmer or a cyclist, and revealed a new burgeoning ambition when he chose to play the cyclist, Steve Snowy Bowles. As the character was gay, he reasoned, and gay characters never appeared on Australian TV, he was bound to be noticed. Ledger, of course, never appeared on Australian TV. He was shipped off to Hollywood so quickly. He also played a gay cowboy alongside the guy who, I believe, has been cast as a Jesus prototype, and who is, by the way, the godfather to his child, Jake Gyllenhaal, in the film Brokeback Mountain. Ledger plays Ennis Del Mar, a name that connects with Mars or Stella Maris. The maritime signals are with us always as the 5 points of Venus point in the way forward. Ledger also plays alongside another of those Jesus Christ types in Randy Quaid, also in Brokeback Mountain. Could this Brokeback Mountain, by the way, be code for something? Like a broken pyramid? Space AM 640, Toronto Radio. The big breakthrough would come with Roar for Heath Ledger. This was a U.S.-financed medieval fantasy filmed in Queensland and inspired by Braveheart, where Ledger would star as Conar, a Celtic prince, who, clad only in a loincloth each week, struggles with a new girl and a new, sometimes magical enemy as he attempts to unite the warring clans and rid Britain of Roman invaders. His chief opponent would be the fellow who speared Jesus on the cross, and now cannot die in the Spear of Destiny, while his young wife would be played by Kerry Russell. Kerry began her career on the Mickey Mouse Club in 1991. She stayed with the show until 1993 after leaving the Mickey Mouse Club, where she, along with her fellow castmates, recorded an album. She moved to L.A. to pursue an acting career. She didn't return for the final season of Mickey Mouse Club in order to shoot a film for the short-lived sitcom Daddy's Girl. The Mickey Mouse Club is a great jumping-off spot. Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and other mind control victims.
Deprogramming the brainwashed simply by uncovering the truth. He's the Spaceman with a view from space on AM 640.
I'm the guy that calls space. It's AM 640 Toronto Radio. I have a couple of addresses. You can email me information or comments. Space at 640toronto.com is one, and Spaceman at 640toronto.com is the other. I've been on about Heath Ledger off and on for a while tonight on the show. I could actually do about 8 hours on this guy and the incredible connections with the Merovingian bloodline royalty, with other mind-controlled monarch slaves that Hollywood seems to be turning out by the dozens these days.